Hello everyone and welcome to this podcast. It is the next in a series giving a behind-the-scenes view of a new feature film, The Adventures of Sleepy the Magical Bear, the movie. We talk to the writer and the artist, the actors and the technicians who have come together in their hundreds to make Sleepy, the children's book character, come to life. Why would they do this for no pay? To raise money for NHS Charities Together. There are many Sleepy stories, 16 so far and counting, all written by David D.M. Rivers. This film covers the first book in the series. Over 900 people have lent their formidable skills to this still growing project. Today we shall meet a lady who is a writer, a singer, a songwriter, and the voice of a badger called Brambles, Ella Windsor. Hello, Ella, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, Simon. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here.
How did you find out about the film?
Well, I found out about the film through a friend of mine who's an actor, Karen Cooper, and Karen actually plays a beaver in the film. Karen let me know about this amazing project to raise funds for the NHS and asked if I might be interested to come on board and play a badger.
Well, one would, wouldn't one?
Of course, I said yes, and she then introduced me to David D.M. Rivers, who asked me to begin with this wonderful character.
Can you tell me about the character Brambles?
Absolutely. So Brambles is a witness to Sleepy and Jenny's adventuring. The role is very small but significant, I like to think, as Brambles is a proud member of the Magicville community.
From my investigations, I have discovered that you are technically adept, shall we say. You've done voiceovers and multi-tracking on your many songs. How did you record your audio for Brambles?
Well, it's very kind of you to mention the songs. The audio for Brambles was recorded very simply into my phone, actually. It was just recorded simply as voice notes, because I did a few takes. And David had actually sent me, prior to my recording, he had sent me a few stills from the film. So, for example, Brambles with my friend Mutu the cheetah, let's say, and other characters, just to sort of put me in the picture and give me the sense of the world of Magicville. And so I took it from there.
I've said you're a singer, songwriter, and you've been releasing your jazz, bossa nova, Latin American-inspired songs since 2020, I believe. Who are your musical influences?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm sure I have many musical influences and inspirations from multiple genres, from jazz, blues, rock, soul, and bossa nova, of course. I would say that specifically for this music that I am releasing, that bossa nova has been a really, really key influence. And so I would probably say singers like Astrid Gilberto, Nara Leao, Bebel Gilberto would be probably the main influences or inspirations, as well as singers like Joni Mitchell for inspiration.
Oh, well, I must admit I've heard of Joni Mitchell. I apologize for being completely novel to this area. I have your latest release, Meridians, available. Can I play it?
Gosh, thank you. That'd be very kind.
Well, I'm going to hit the button and see if it works. Here we go.
Sometimes the juggernauts come and they stun you and stop you right there in your tracks. God knows they model things, I know it's troubling when you feel under attack. Let the meridians settle the way and remember it might be alright. Sometimes the riddle unravels itself and it gradually moves out of sight. Lately you find yourself trying to solve every puzzle up thinking all night. You know it's useless 'cause
very much.
Thank you. The song itself was recorded in a studio, actually in Buenos Aires. When I'm working out the songs, I put the initial thoughts onto a phone and volley back and forth between myself and my producer who lives in Argentina. But I happened to be in Argentina at the time that these were recorded for a different project. Then at my last day in Argentina, I went to record these new songs. So there are 3 new releases that just went out this month.
What are the other 2?
The other 2 are Before Tomorrow and Honeyfield.
Honeyfields, which are also on Spotify, if anyone wants to go and visit. I believe that you've released these in order to raise awareness of your various charities. For example, the Playing for Change Foundation.
Well, I certainly released my first songs during the pandemic, in part to raise awareness for the Playing for Change Foundation, which is just such an impressive initiative that is really changing people's lives, not only those involved, but also their communities. And I was very privileged to be involved with a foundation for a time, and was really extremely inspired by the work that they do. So it was certainly part of my inspiration to start singing and writing songs, was being involved with such amazing people. And so my first songs were released in part to raise awareness of that. And I like to raise awareness whenever I can, because I think what they do is fantastic.
Now, can you tell us about the interesting, indeed, poetic lyrics in Meridians?
Well, the lyrics, well, I suppose Meridians is about dealing with challenges and sometimes letting things work themselves out. But again, it's inspired, the style at least is inspired by the sort of bossa nova style, which is often it's often quite a lightness. Even if the subject is tricky or sad, there's always a lightness to the music, and I like that very much. So I'm probably inspired by that, and I'm glad you like the song. Thank you.
Are you a trained singer?
No, I have no formal training, just a lot of enthusiasm and passion. I've always loved music. I'm just so excited to be able to participate now in the music world for myself, and very lucky to be able to work with an extremely talented producer called Enzo Bono, who is Argentine. And I do a lot of my wider work is in Latin America, and so it was lovely to be able to record these songs in Latin America too.
Now, are you going to be singing in your role of the badger?
No, a badger is Brambles is not a singing badger, but she enjoys music.
Would you like to be involved with any future Sleepy films?
Gosh, well, it would always be a pleasure to support such an amazing project. It really is. It's a magical story and it's a fabulous cause. So if I can support in future, I would be delighted.
Well, thank you very much for spending your time with us today. With luck, we shall meet again at some point in the near future.
Absolutely. I hope so very much. Thank you, Simon.
Pleasure. Righty-ho. Thank you, and cheery bye.
Bye.